celebrating 30 years of the Festival of Speed. This is what we like to see, that little bit of spin. All eyes to the skies. Oh, it's a beautiful car. It's a magnificent machine. He's giving it some.
Welcome to Foz.
Yeah, we are celebrating 30 years, 3 decades of this beautiful event as we pan down the central feature, which looks so splendid in front of beautiful Goodwood House. And a very different day today than we had yesterday. Still quite blustery, but we are open and we have fans and we have Karan Chandra goes either racing or showing off.
Can I do both?
You normally do.
I've been driving a McLaren Can-Am car, but we got stuck at the top of the hill, so I had to run back down. Didn't have time to get changed, so this is what I'm wearing for the show today.
I think it's running up that hill, not running down the hill is the phrase, isn't it? Listen, it's great, isn't it, to have everybody back and be open, and the atmosphere here is absolutely fantastic. I'm looking forward to the shootout later.
Yes, well, I've seen Travis Pastrana, who's promised a show, and you know when he promises something, he normally delivers. So I don't think he cares about the lap time. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what he can get up to today.
Yeah, loads and loads of events coming up later on today, including the shootout and also all of this.
First Speed continues to grow amazingly every year for 30 years. There must be more great cars here at Goodwood over the last 30 years than anywhere else in the world by a mile.
People say, what would the dad think about Electra? He'd love it. He'd like nothing better than a clean sheet of paper, and that's what's happened with the Electra. They've just started with a whole new concept.
Goodwood's Innovation Pavilion.
Sprout is an electric robot.
Tomorrow's jobs are in space. It's important for the world.
The electric car is perfectly noiseless and clean. You could call it the Rolls-Royce of electric cars.
Haha, I like what you did there. Very good.
Well, one of the anniversaries we're celebrating this weekend, of course, is 60 years of McLaren, and you'll recognise these two gentlemen next to me. Of course, double world champion Mika Hakkinen, CEO of McLaren Racing, Zach Brown. I think you're both more excited about going up the hill than anything else this weekend, aren't you?
Oh, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. I hope I will still fit in my car.
You're looking trim. I think you'll be fine there. But Zach, as I said, 60 years of McLaren Racing, and it seems as though the trajectory is going up.
Yeah, we had a great Silverstone.
Yeah.
Still a long way to go, but we're making some great progress. But I think this weekend's about celebrating our great history, 60 years of it, dating back to Bruce McLaren's first race car, all the way through two-time world champion Mika, and of course Lewis and our Indy 500 wins, and it's amazing our history. And I think we race for the fans, and so to be able to come to Goodwood and bring all these great cars out and great drivers out, who all the fans want to meet and they want to see the cars. And I remember watching Mika win his 2 world championships.
We all remember watching Mika.
And it was it was awesome. So I think today's for the fans and to celebrate our great history, and then get back to work next week and focus on making new history.
Yeah, we just mentioned the Formula 1 race last weekend at Silverstone, Mika. I know that you were there. Obviously, Lando, brilliant podium for him. It was great to have 2 Brits on the podium for the fans there. But Oscar did so well, didn't he, to get to 4th as well. It really feels like that team has gelled very well together, the two of them.
Yeah, you said the word team, and that's what I have recognized. How the management been able to build this team so powerful, and that motivates the drivers, of course, because the drivers are not sometimes the easiest people to work.
Well, you would know that. I mean, you work with DC as well.
Yeah, so it's incredible to see the both drivers, how they're communicating with the team, with the engineers, and that's where the success is coming from the team. So it was a great weekend, but we all know there's coming next one soon. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, someone needs to take it to Max, of course, who's running away with it this year. Everyone's talking about who's second at the moment in Formula One, and that gap needs to close down, doesn't it?
Yeah, you know, the racing's been unbelievably close, other than Max, and you know, even Sergio's in the mix. So I think it's a great sign for Formula One that, you know, one weekend you have one team that's second quickest, and the following weekend they're struggling to get out of Q1. So I think that's the competition that we're looking for in Formula One. So someone will eventually catch Max. Hopefully it'll be us. Chances are it'll be a handful of people. But I mean, he's doing an unbelievable job, and it is great to see world champions at the top of their game. So you got to admire what he's doing. But I think once you look past Max, the field is unbelievably condensed, and I think it's just going to get more exciting as we move forward.
Absolutely. And just before I leave you to get on with everything, going up that hill still remains a really exciting thing to do, Mika. Of all the years that you've been going up, and I know you're going up in one of Bruce's cars as well, aren't you? Why is it so special here at Goodwood, do you think?
Well, I would say the people. You know, it's incredible what has been organized this year and previous years. So, I mean, British fans are great. But what is special going up that hill, I tell you, to go flat out is special.
That's what we like to see. Have a great time. Enjoy the day and the 60th anniversary. And of course, it's 30 years also we're celebrating of the Goodwood Festival of Speed. And Mika, as you said, it really is the people that have been making it special for all of that time. So let's celebrate now our first part of this incredible story.
It was in 1993 that the Duke's vision became a reality. Almost 100 cars and motorcycles converge here on this iconic estate. And for the first time in 27 years, motorsport returned to Goodwood.
Well, it's very exciting. I mean, it's no doubt it's a very interesting piece of road. It's, I think, going to cause a lot of interest with the competitors.
It was all about getting motorsport back to Goodwood. My grandfather closed the track, which he'd founded in '48. He closed it in '66, and it was my sort of dream to get it going again. We were told we'd be lucky to get 2,500 people, and about 25,000, I think, turned up. We don't really know how many came in. They burst through the fence, and we were completely blown away by the enthusiasm.
A year later, the festival celebrated a centenary of motorsport in style.
F1 coming to Goodwood was obviously a big thing, and very excited when McLaren came in that second year. We saw Ferrari shortly after that. Eddie Irvine was the driver, and you know, from then on they were all here, and it's played a huge part in the whole event.
One of the most unique features of the Festival of Speed is the central sculpture outside the house. The inaugural centerpiece in 1997 featured a Ferrari F1, and like every structure since, was designed by British artist Jerry Judah.
I think the really unique thing about the Fest Speed is just the scale and, in some ways, ambition of it. You know, every genre of motorsport is represented, which doesn't happen anywhere else in the world. So everything from F1 to NASCAR to Indy to Paris-Dakar, everything you can imagine is here.
In 1999, Nick Heidfeld thrilled the Goodwood crowd with one of the great hill climbs.
41.6 seconds, 141 miles an hour, and that's a new record by a fat margin.
So you're going to leave it for everybody else now, or come back next year?
Yes, I hope it's going to last for a while, I reckon.
We were treated to a battle between two British rally greats.
Colin McRae drops the clutch. It's over 50 seconds now, 52.6. Now, Richard Burns, what can he do to answer that? It's 51.08. This private battle has been won by Richard Burns.
The rally stage is fantastic. Hanny Mikla designed it for us. It's really exciting. It was a great addition, and we've obviously tried to bring in new things pretty regularly to the event. We've had all the world's greatest drivers pretty much here over the last 30 years. Dan Gurney, wonderful. And the first time these people came was always such a big moment for us. To have Dan here driving his Westlake Eagle was a really big thrill. We've been so lucky with the Festival Speed in a way to be able to kind of put the driver and the car back together again. Yeah, it brings back great memories for people.
In 2006, the King came to Goodwood.
Richard Petty, the king, the hat.
The hat works good. If it rains, you stay dry. If the sun shines, you don't get no sun on you. So it works good anyway.
In 2007, we saw a future champion.
Britain's best hope for the World Championship title. Give him a wave and a cheer. It's Lewis Hamilton, ladies and gentlemen.
The Festival of Speed has always been an event that showcases innovation. And in 2008, Dougie Lampkin treated us to something a little bit different.
Dougie Lampkin makes it to the top of Goodwood House.
The festival continues to grow amazingly. Every year for 30 years it's grown. It'll certainly move on, and it'll certainly, I'm sure, continue to change dramatically. But the joy of driving and the joy of mobility is what it'll always be about.
It really is a fantastic story, the Festival of Speed, and here we are celebrating and having a moment, actually, as you can probably hear, 75 years of Porsche. You'll remember back at the members meeting, the 911 had their 60th celebration. But if we can just have a look on the balcony, because they're playing beautifully up there, there's fireworks going off, and the crowds are absolutely loving it. But we've got a couple of special Porsches, but I don't know if you can even hear me, Karun, but a couple of special Porsches behind us.
Successful manufacturer in the history of Le Mans, and that is a car that won their first ever Le Mans in 1970. I was lucky to drive it on Thursday. Richard Atwood, the driver, won that day, is living it today. And Tom Christensen, the most successful driver ever in Le Mans, this is his first Le Mans winner. So incredible, most successful team, most successful driver, and both cars are here today.
Yeah, it really is amazing. As you can hear, though, it's probably very noisy here. So I'll tell you what, let's just spin around and have a little look at the fireworks, shall we, as they're going on behind us. It's the most beautiful backdrop here at Goodwood. There is so much more, though, still to come. And isn't it fantastic that we've got a full house today to celebrate?
Yeah, I'll be honest, I didn't hear a word of what you just said there, because it's all kicking off behind me. But look, I think Porsche, they have such a rich history across the sport, and you can see for the public here, you know, they've all got 75 year celebration flag, and they're loving it.
Let's take a little break then now, but plenty more still to come today. So much action and a terrific atmosphere here at Goodwood, the Festival of Speed. We'll see you in a few minutes' time. Hello, and very warm welcome back to Goodwood Festival of Speed. And Karen and I have repoed up to the balcony in hope that we might see some MotoGP riders very shortly. And I want to talk to you about the importance and how vital it's become, really, the Festival of Speed, as it's grown in stature, not just in the UK, but globally, because this has become the place to launch a car, hasn't it?
It really has, Susie, because it's a dynamic motor show. You know, we don't have a big British motor show anymore in this country. We used to have it in Birmingham. Yep. Frankfurt and Geneva are around, but people go and see cars on a stand, whereas here, the manufacturers can launch a car and potential customers can, you know, do rides up the hill. They have the motor circuit just down the road where they give people some experiences as well. So it has become a really important place for all automotive manufacturers.
Yeah, I mean, if you were a manufacturer, you'd probably want to launch it here, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think so, because just look at the footfall, right? You know, the buzz you could create by running the car up the hill with this level of audience, you don't get anywhere else at a motor show. So I think it's become a pivotal part of a marketing strategy for any manufacturer now.
Yeah, and David has been having a look. There's been a lot of cars launched over the last few days, and David's been having a look at a few of those for us.
Come on, Joe, where are you? I need that lift. Come on. He's never let me down before. Where is he? Oh, that's more like it. This is nice, isn't it, Joe? I heard when they made this car, they wanted to make it a Rolls-Royce first and electric second, so you had to feel like you're in a Rolls-Royce.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I'm in a Rolls-Royce straight away, immediately.
What I love is the rather perceptive Charles Rose said, the electric car is perfectly noiseless and clean. There is no smell of vibration. No. Pretty wild. 123 years later, with that company founded with Henry Royce, they finally have it with this car. They're all electric Rolls-Royce.
Yeah, his dreams have come true. I mean, let's just listen for a second. Nothing.
And you can put your foot down, can't you?
Sorry.
That is amazing. So much power, isn't it? Yeah.
Couldn't help myself.
Warn me next time. No, I'm joking. That's brilliant. And that steering weight, it's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all one-hand driving. It's super easy to drive.
You could call it the Rolls-Royce of electric cars.
Haha, I like what you did there. Very good.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Let's see what else we got in here. Now, this is very interesting. We're seeing this for the first time here at the Festival of Speed. The new Halo car from Lamborghini, the Revolto, replaces the Aventador. It's got 3 electric motors, but crucially still a V12 at its beating heart. This thing looks fast standing still. We're also seeing some brand new manufacturers here at the Festival of Speed. This is Hi-Fi from China, and this is the Hi-Fi Z. It's absolutely jam-packed with high-tech gizmos. Look at this. Powered by Unreal Engine from Epic Games. I love it already. Look at that. Only a few years ago, they said they wouldn't make one, but here we have it, the Ferrari SUV, the Purosangue, used at the festival as a course car. Another big launch here at the Festival of Speed is a Hyundai Ioniq 5N. And N, this little letter on the back here, is very important. Think BMW M Sport. It's the performance division of Hyundai, and it's taken this quite lovable SUV crossover and turning it into an absolute beast of a car. We'll also see Maserati's last ever V8 in the 334 Ghibli Ultima. The fastest four-door saloon on the market, 207 miles an hour. The Ineos Grenadier was Sir Jim Ratcliffe's first 4x4. And the festival this year, we see the second model, the Quartermaster, basically a double-cab pickup version of the Grenadier. To end this year's look at new cars at the festival, we're going to Aston Martin. They've got the DB12, which is an important car for them, but the crowds will be turning up for this, the Valkyrie, their F1 car for the road, and I'm driving it up the hill. Super excited.
That mechanical sound is incredible. We come through the smoke here, and then you let them revs creep up, and you feel like you want to change, and you realize you've got about another 5,000 revs to go. It's absolutely incredible. Wow. And as the revs climb, wow, gosh, it's unbelievable. This thing, it's got so much potential. Warming up these 2R tires and over the finish line there, and it's just mega quick. The cars of 2023 at Festival of Speed, setting a new high bar. And of course, this one's up there, the Aston Martin Valkyrie. Just need that £2.5 million and we'll be sorted.
Welcome back to Faz here at Goodwood. We're still waiting for the MotoGP riders, so Karen and I thought we'd take this opportunity to have a little chat about Formula One. And obviously, Max Verstappen is running away with it, and everybody's just now talking about who's coming second, which is a little bit of a shame. But my question to you is, do you think that Mercedes can get themselves together in time so we can see more Lewis-Max duelling? What do you reckon?
I don't think they will be back this year. I think, you know, the gap between them and Red Bull is too much for them to really bridge. But I think they've made a great deal of movement behind the scenes in terms of reorganizing the structure of the team. James Allison has come back to lead the technical team. So all eyes on them for next year, because we want to see Lewis versus Max fighting for the World Championship. We think Lewis is about to sign a new contract, which hopefully will be another 2 or 3 years. And I think that's what the fans want to see. Lewis versus Fernando versus Max. And George Russell has done an amazing job in his first 18 months alongside Lewis, and it'll be nice to see him have an opportunity to go for a championship as well.
Yeah, we've seen that McLaren are on an upward trajectory. What do you think about Williams? Do you think they've taken a decent turn as well?
They have. You know, if you look at where they were sort of 2019, 2020, they were really in a bit of a mess. Doddleton Capital came in, bought the team. They've invested heavily, brought in James Vowles from Mercedes as team principal, and they're starting to turn it around. You know, in Canada, they had a great race. Alex got 7th. Silverstone, he was on tremendous form, again in the points. And they're really on a good run of form at the moment. So fingers crossed, Williams will also be back, you know, chasing podiums. Maybe not next year, but the year after.
Let's find out how Alex is feeling then. Alex Albon is with Nicky Shields.
Well, off the back of a sensational British Grand Prix, no rest for the wicked. It's Alex Albon for Williams Racing. How are you doing, Alex?
Very good, thank you. Yeah, we've been busy. Silverstone was obviously great, as you said. Thank you. But it's great to be here. Yeah, I'm excited. It will be my first time driving, kind of, let's say, a car older than an F1 car older than 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay,
yeah.
so what are the challenges then driving? So you are driving an incredible, it's what, 1982 KK Rosberg's heritage car.
It is. Obviously manual. I don't know what a clutch pedal is, so that will be interesting.
You're stressing me out by this point.
I'm a little bit stressed myself.
Okay, good.
But no,
Or
it should
not
be
good.
fine. I mean, I've done a little bit in a road car, so it can't be that different.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure, it's just like a road car. Yeah,
Exactly,
absolutely.
exactly.
Identical in 1982 Formula 1 car.
I will go out early and then speak to the guys just to make sure I am a bit clued up. But if you do see me stalled on the side of the hill, give me a push, please.
Okay, all right. We will send you some Goodwill vibes,
Yeah,
and hopefully that will help.
Yeah, thank you.
And going up the hill climb as well. Obviously, it's pretty special with all the spectators nearby.
It is, yeah.
Have you been up before? Do you know the track well?
I have. I drove here in a Red Bull car, Formula 1 car, and then my DTM car. So I've got a bit of experience. As you said, the fans are incredible. It was always fun there because you could do donuts and all that kind of stuff in that middle section in front of the house. But I don't think I'm allowed to do it with this car. So that's what they say. But I do think it will generally be an issue. I think there will be some gearbox or fluids coming out the car if I do that. So no, it's still very special. And as you said, you know, also coming here from yesterday obviously being cancelled, it's a big shame, but I'm sure there's going to be some extra energy coming into today.
Exactly, putting on a good show. Quick insight into the F1 season so far. Obviously, some valuable points on the board at the British Grand Prix. What can you expect for the almost second half of the season? You've almost got your summer break coming up.
Yeah. We're waiting. We're ticking down 2 more weeks. But no, it's been amazing. If you look at how we were at the start of the season, if you look at our pace in testing, we were looking a little bit miserable. And I have to say that we weren't really looking further than P9 in the championship, Constructors' Championship, that is. We've got this upgrade since Canada. We've scored, I think we had 2 points finishes in the last 3 races, and we've been in Q3 every single time.
Yeah,
so it's been an amazing turnaround. I do think this track suited us, but there's an amazing energy in the team right now. You know, there's a big buzz. Hopefully we're 7th right now in the Constructors. That's our goal, to try and stay there, which won't be easy, but we're pushing on. We're enjoying it. I think as a team, you know, obviously we've had a few tough years previously, but I don't know, it just feels great right now.
Now, as well as 4 wheels, we're celebrating 2 wheels. Big MotoGP celebration here this year.
Yes.
Are you into your bikes?
I am. I saw Casey Stoner's here.
Yeah.
Who's a big
legend.
He's not just a racing fan, he's also a karting fan, which is very rare. I have to go meet him. I've never met him before, so
Casey Stoner, if you're listening, you've got a new fan in Alex Albon.
Yes.
Well, Alex, such a pleasure to have you here. Thanks for bringing the sunshine with you as well today.
There's no worries. You're welcome.
We appreciate that, and good luck for the rest of the season. Thank you. Good luck for getting up the hill climb.
Thank you.
Not that you need
exactly.
it.
Yeah, that's where I need my luck. Thank you.
Nicky down there in the Drivers' Club. We're up here on the balcony. Glorious scene here at Goodwood. The sun is shining, a gentle breeze. It's all perfect. Let's join David now then as he celebrates a landmark anniversary with a historic British brand.
For 75 years, Lotus has been a hallmark of British engineering. From its humble beginnings in a garage in North London to the decades beyond, it can lay claim to some of the most iconic and well-loved cars.
Colin Chapman, the chairman of the Lotus Group of Companies, knows the meaning of success. The Lotus has become a success story for Chapman and for Britain.
I'm here with Clive Chapman. You've got this wonderful thing, the Mario Andretti car, isn't it?
It's a beautiful car. It was called Black Beauty in the days, the famous black and gold colours. Mario and Ronnie winning at ease. We got 10 cars here, thanks to the owners. Black and gold was really actually the main colours for Team Lotus. The Type 49 from the National Motor Museum at Bewley, and then of course the iconic Sterling Moss Rob Walker Type 18 Monaco Grand Prix ring car 1961. So you know, in 6 cars you're telling a lot of history.
While the past is celebrated, Lotus is firmly fixed on the future, and this new car, the Lotus Electra, is a step in a completely new direction. Oh wow, we've got fireworks and everything to celebrate. This is a big car, but it doesn't feel big behind the wheel. The quality of the interior is unbelievable. Very good quality. You've got these screens instead of rear-view wing mirrors. Is it Lotus? It certainly is, and it's going to take this company into the next era. It's still got that essence. I'm obviously just starting the car now, so I can't tell on a full test, but it seems to turn in really sharply. It's definitely quick enough. They're pinning their hopes on this Electra, selling in high numbers and selling to a whole new group of Lotus fans. Silent, rapid fun. It's the bold, new, exciting future for Lotus cars.
People say, what would the dad think about Electra? He'd love it. He'd like nothing better than a clean sheet of paper, and that's what's happened with the Electra. They've just started with a whole new concept.
And more celebrations for Lotus later on in the year at the Revival as we take a short breather now, enjoying all the action here live from Goodwood Festival of Speed. Hello and a very warm welcome back. And if you were watching yesterday's shows, you would have seen us talking to Sebastian Vettel, who's here really to spread the message and the word race without trace. And he's been, well, he's gone up the hill already today, hasn't he, in the Williams car. And I know Damon was a little bit worried about the scenario yesterday, wasn't he?
Yeah, listen, it's an amazing thing he's done, because he's gone out there, convinced Renault to put this new sustainable fuel into the car without changing any of the hardware. So they've had to do it just with engine mapping and things like that. I mean, the FW14B is an icon of Formula One and really an icon of British motorsport with Nigel and Red 5. I mean, it's the screensaver of my phone. You know, I love that car. And I think what Seb's done is proven that older cars can run on a fuel of the future. And I think that's really, as you say, the message that he's trying to get across this weekend with his Race Without Trace program. You know, he's run also in his McLaren, the MP48, the Monaco 93 winner, and he's making it work, and fair play to him.
Yeah, and just quite quickly, where do you stand on that?
I personally like the idea of sustainable fuel. You know, I think there's a place on the planet for electric cars, hybrids, and also cars, combustion engines with sustainable fuels, and I'm very glad he's pushing it behind.
Yeah, because it is coming into Formula One, of course, but Seb wants it to come in earlier and everything to happen a lot quicker. Ed Foster caught up with Seb after the run. Let's find out what he had to say.
All good. Sebastian Vettel, great to finally see you up here. I think that's the first time I've ever seen an FW14B do donuts.
Maybe, there you go. So I wanted to know whether it works, and it was fine. So we're getting a bit hot with the temperatures at the end, but it's all good. It was good fun. A lot of people, so it's great.
Now tell me, it's all about Race Without Trace. Just tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's just to demonstrate people that you can literally race without leaving a trace. Obviously, you know, we use e-fuels, so synthetic fuels, and yeah, as you can see, it's a really old car, and it wasn't meant to build around, or it wasn't built around those fuels, but it worked. So you just gotta adjust the ECU a tiny bit, but it works for this car, it works for modern Formula One cars, it works for your road car. So it's just to show, that there is an alternative, and I think the world is changing, so So, you know, we don't have to give up on these things. We can still hold on, but do it in a more responsible way.
Now, you've obviously just come up in Mansell's Williams. You've got Senna's McLaren. Yes. Have you got a favourite, or is it a bit like choosing between your children?
Great. Obviously, being in England, I guess the Red 5 is a bit more iconic, but Senna is a big name, so I'm looking forward to drive his car later on.
Now, you obviously love driving these cars. Just finally, you obviously know all about the Goodwood revival. I'm sure we could maybe persuade you to get in the race seat there.
Yeah, I mean, it's... I haven't made it to the event yet, but it's exactly my thing. I love old stuff, so I should go there.
Cheers, Seb.
Cheers, thank you.
Great to see Seb here, of course. And I know the Duke of Richmond will be really excited because for the Festival of Speed, he's always tried to innovate and keep it relevant, hasn't he?
Yeah, listen, it's a fantastic event where we nod to the past. You know, we see cars here like the Beast of Turin, you know, the cars which are nearly 100 years old. But I think they're very conscious about the sport is evolving, the motor industry is evolving, and we need to keep an eye on what's happening in the future. Now, as we touched on earlier in the show, you know, this is where manufacturers try and show off what they're launching in the future, but it's also technology companies who are here to showcase, you know, things that are going to be in our cars and on our bikes in the next 10, 20, 30 years.
Yeah, so Goodwood Festival of Speed, not just looking back, but also looking forward, as indeed is Nikki Shields. Shields is looking at some of the latest innovations.
So this is Future Lab, Goodwood's innovation pavilion packed full of dynamic, interactive technology here to inspire everyone, from industry enthusiasts to the next generation of budding scientists. Let's check it out. So I've managed to find a friend over here. Who's Sprout? What's he up to?
Sprout is an electric robot for field work. So Sprout's able to carry lots of different tools within it. So we've developed an asparagus harvester as the first tool, where it looks at the crop, identifies whether it's ripe, and then cuts it off using a soft gripper and a vibrating blade. Inside, underneath the bonnet, there are two 3D cameras, and those cameras look and use deep learning to identify where every single spear is. Sprout is battery powered, it's fully electric, it's lightweight, it can run for 12 to 16 hours a day, completely autonomously, no stopping, no brakes, and do that day in, day out.
Now, I don't know about you, but ever since I was a little girl, I have been fascinated by space. So this is an exciting moment because we have a commercial crew astronaut in the house with us here. What we are really excited to hear about is the Saxaford Spaceport. What does that mean?
The Saxaford Spaceport is the very first vertical launch facility in the UK.
So when you say a vertical launch facility, you mean we go like this?
It's important for the world, specifically because we send up a kind of satellite in a particular orbit that we can only do from places like Saxaford. The thing is that tomorrow's jobs are in space. We solve all the challenges we face on Earth by solving for space. Over half the information we have about climate change comes from assets in space. Saxaford is about to do a launch in October, their very first one, and it is exciting.
Well, Mike, thank you again, and we can't wait to see the success of it all. Well, from outer space, I now have my feet firmly back on the ground, and it is time to jump into something even more futuristic. Wow. So, Sergio, we're inside Climb E. What are we experiencing?
Okay, Climb E is the vision, our vision, Ital design vision of the future mobility. So it is the merging of vertical mobility and horizontal mobility. You still see the real interior of car, you still see the people around you, your body, your hands, but outside you will see this virtual city.
All right, let's give it a go, shall we? Well, wow, Sergio, thank you for transporting me to a whole other universe. It's quite bizarre that I'm actually just sitting here at Goodwood Festival of Speed with you guys.
Well, one of the stories that we are particularly intrigued about is the way to send a vehicle where no other vehicle has gone before. And I know it sounds a little bit Star Trek-y, but let's find out then about this incredible challenge.
Peak Evolution is a project to break the altitude world record for land vehicles.
Basically, we are three young guys. We had the stupid idea, we're gonna build an electric truck and drive up on the highest volcano in the world.
Peak Evolution is a project which I started together with my brother and a close friend. I'm David Koller, I'm the main engineer. Yeah, we grew up in the beautiful Swiss mountains. We have always these vehicles around us which are just diesel powered, and on the same time the first Teslas came on the roads, and yeah, we were thinking, yeah, we are living in such a beautiful place, there should be no noise and no exhausts, so it would make sense to have these vehicles electric and solar powered.
My name is Patrick Kohler. I'm the little brother of Dave and CFO. This is important because they can save money. We can provide some customers, farmers, municipal service, like a new alternative to the combustion engines.
My name is David Pröschel. I'm the COO of Peak Evolution. We are very enthusiastic mountain bikers and mountaineers, and we were looking for a higher place to go with the mountain bike, and we had the idea to be the people who had ridden their mountain bikes the highest of anyone. And at the same time, we were already developing our prototype, the Terran, an electric multi-purpose vehicle.
And we had the great idea, let's do something crazy and drive up with our first prototype on the highest volcano in the world, because it's really difficult to, if you are a startup, to get into industry, to get the right partners, and this is like accelerating the project.
To break this altitude world record, we are going to Chile and Ojos del Salado. It's almost 7,000 meters above sea level. So the absolute world record for any vehicle right now is around 6,650 meters. So our goal is to achieve at least that.
Keep going, it's all good.
Our vehicle has enough torque to drive up 45-degree incline with 10 tons and stop on this hill and then keep going again. And it does that basically without breaking a sweat.
Whoa!
Are we good?
Keep going, it's all good.
Peak Evolution, the world record project, is only to get like the attention and to prove the electric drivetrain. As a small startup, there was no way for us to finance the construction and the testing of this prototype. So this world record expedition is actually just an extensive test drive.
Peak Evolution is not just like an adventure, it's also like a revolution, because we don't just go down for fun. We will want to push electric mobility. The next step is to develop like a product that you can go into serial production.
Welcome back to the Festival of Speed. We've got a beautiful scene, as you can see. The music is going. MotoGP time, Karun. I know you love your bikes, and what a great sight that is to see them all come in on their bikes.
Oh, it's amazing. You know, I remember standing on the balcony here last year with Kevin Schwantz, Mick Doohan, Wayne Rainey, and Kenny Roberts. And you seem to have brought a whole lot of your other friends this year, Susie, because I'm trying to add up the World Championships, and there's so many. Casey Stoner's come over
Mick
from
Doohan's
Australia.
Here. Kenny Roberts Jr.
Yeah, of course. Amazing celebration here today.
Alex Crevier's here, though. They're all hopefully going to be on the balcony at some point. But while we wait for them to get off their bikes and come up, earlier this morning, I chatted with KTM rider Brad Binder. Well, how lovely to be at the Goodwood Festival of Speed and surrounded by MotoGP. And I bumped into Brad Binder, and your first time at this event, Brad. What do you make of it so far?
Yeah, it's wild. It's been so cool. I've always been a massive fan of all sorts of motorsports. So to walk around the pits here, see all the bikes, see all the cars, meet so many cool people that I've looked up to my entire life. It's been quite the experience.
Yeah, it's kind of novel, isn't it, really? It's unique where you meet all these world champions from all the different disciplines and, you know, sort of new and older guys as well. So quite a good crack going on. Should we go and have a look at your bike? Sure. This is, I suppose it's effectively last year's bike, isn't it?
It is.
You're going to go up the hill.
This is pretty much my bike from 2021. And yeah, oh sorry, 2022.
2022, yeah, we're 23 now.
Losing count here, but yeah, so to be honest, not too much different to my current bike. A little bit of the aero's changed a bit. We've got a few more buttons on the new one, but other than that, it's about it.
Let's just have a quick word about the championship then, sitting fourth at the moment. Had some fantastic moments so far this season. Where do you think KTM are in terms of where you want to be?
Yeah, I mean, it's clear that this season's been much better for us. KTM have done an unreal job, giving us a much better and much more competitive machine. And I feel like we have one of the best bikes on the grid, so it's been cool. You know, I made way more mistakes this season than I would have liked, clearly, but anyway, I think we've been fighting for podiums most races, or there or thereabouts, so I really think we've got some exciting things coming, and I'm looking forward to the second half of the year.
You did have a 15th to first in a sprint race this year. Now be careful when you're going up the hill doing that kind of thing.
No, exactly. I think I want to take it a bit more easy today. Bit of waving and a bit of revving.
Bit of enjoying. That sounds like a good plan, Brad.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the weekend, and of course, good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks so much.
Cheers. He certainly is enjoying the weekend, as indeed are we, and we hope you are too. And I can officially say that MotoGP is now actually in the house, and we are excited to talk to them. They're going to be coming up in a few minutes, but before we do, Karun, I know you're chomping at the bit. Let's hear from Augusto Fernandez, who I spoke to this morning, MotoGP rookie. This is the bike of Augusto Fernandez, who is our rookie in MotoGP this year. Before we get to that, how are you finding the Goodwood Festival of Speed?
Yeah, it's good. Having an amazing time here. It's my first time here. Obviously, I watched on the TV in the past years, but it's a different story here, living in life. So yeah, having a very good time.
Yeah, there's so many people around, isn't there, to chat with?
It's crazy. It's full of people, full of crazy fun, and yeah, mad about racing and like us. So yeah, having a very, very good time.
Obviously, we're in this 5-week break now for MotoGP, and then back to the British Grand Prix in 3 weeks' time. How are you enjoying the season? You've put in some fantastic results so far.
Yeah, not bad. It's a very different class. MotoGP is yeah, the top class of the world, motorbike racing. So yeah, step by step improving, adapting myself to the class and to the bike and everything, and having so far good results, I think. But yeah, can't wait for Silverstone. It's a track that I really like. I won there last year in Moto2, so yeah, let's see how it goes.
Absolutely. Well, good luck at Silverstone. I'll see you there, and have a great weekend. Enjoy it all.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Augusto. Welcome to the Goodwood balcony. We have something very special for you today. For the first time in a very long time, we have MotoGP in the house. It's the first time there hasn't been a race for a long time, so we can catch up with the plethora of MotoGP heroes, starting with none other than Michael Doohan. We seem to be talking all weekend, Mick. 5-time world champion. You always love it here. What's so special?
I think it just brings everyone together, doesn't it? So sort of old guys like myself to the young generation, new bikes, old bikes, cars, you name it, so even tractors really. But then all the display for everything motorsport and motor-related mobility. So, it's a pleasure to be here. It's a shame we didn't have the run-in we'd like.
Yeah, well, yesterday obviously was a little bit of a nightmare. I'll squeeze behind you so as not to go in front and speak to Fast Freddie Spencer, a multiple world champion. But I still think how special it was that you got the 2 championships in 1 year. I mean, that just couldn't happen now, but it must have been so difficult back then.
Well, it was certainly difficult back then, and everybody wasn't sure if I was maybe crazy for trying, but I had a great support, great team, and with HRC and all my crew, and it was really a dream of mine, you know. When I started Grand Prix racing in 1980, was maybe to try it, and it worked out, so I'm very thankful for that.
And you were the youngest rider at the time to take the championship, and that lasted until Marc Marquez came along and took that mantle, but you're obviously working in MotoGP now, still enjoying it.
Yes, well, you know, talk about when I became the youngest world champion, I never imagined that it would last 30 years, you know, that record. So when Marc come along, I told someone he certainly could break that record.
And we need to move a little bit forward because unfortunately everybody here can't see. You might want to have a big round of applause for the MotoGP heroes that you're about to see. Here is Freddie, who we were just talking to. Come forward, guys, come forward and give a little wave, and let's have a chat with Randy. Randy Mamela, well, you are basically, this is your second home.
Listen, it's great to be here, Susie. I think it's my 5th time, but it's the first time up on the balcony, so at least we get to share it together.
Absolutely, it's so special to be up here, isn't it? Valentino Rossi, we all remember those years ago, and he still says it's one of the highlights of his career to be up here, and what a beautiful view, and it really is all about the crowd here, isn't it, at Goodwood?
Yeah, I mean, it's a blessing for us to be able to come up here with the motorcycles. It always seemed that Goodwood was about cars, and the Duke of Richmond decided to change that way, and when he came to Valencia at the end of the year of the MotoGP round and invited the championship to come because it was the first year that there would be no Grand Prix, I'm glad that Dorna took it up on it because it's been a great weekend so far.
Yeah, it really is. The sun's shining down. Let me bring forward Casey Stoner, double world champion. Did it on a Honda and a Ducati. You are greedy, Casey. It's fantastic to see you here, and we know you still have a massive passion for the sport.
No, it's incredible, and to be honest, I think I've been coming here since 2006. I've missed out some years, of course, due to schedule problems, but it's an incredible event. From the first moment I came here to see the amount of cars that I grew up watching, being able to share a room with so many of my heroes and get to share some stories, it's an event unlike any other. There's nothing that even compares to it in the entire world, so it's a privilege to be here.
It really is, Casey. It's great to see you here. Thank you very much. I think that's the thing that Casey said there, isn't it? You get to hang out with lots of different world champions from all different disciplines. Here's another one. No, here's another one. You're not going anywhere. Kenny Roberts Jr., ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, thank you. Thanks for coming out. Sorry about the weather yesterday.
We don't blame you, Kenny. 2000 winner on the Suzuki. And how lovely is it to be out here riding a bike again in front of all these people?
It's awesome. I wasn't aware of what it was initially and didn't Google or all that stuff wanted to experience it. Once I got here, I was blown away.
You could have asked your dad.
Understatement from what he explains it. But no, it's unreal. When I got here, I was super impressed. My wife and kids were able to come, and there's not many opportunities left to ride a bike that I rode with a 2-stroke and get to simulate sort of what we look like in leathers and helmet. So it's important for them to kind of see what we did in whatever form it is, and this event is, I've never seen anything like it. I hope to come back. It's unbelievable.
It's out of this world, isn't it? Can I just have a quick word with one of the young riders? Is that possible? Let me grab, we've got here, Augusto Fernandez is here, Brad Binder is here. Come and let everybody have a look. Are you enjoying it? How was your hill climb?
Yeah, amazing. It's been an amazing day. Being able to share the day also with some of my adults and then be able to see this huge event with so many fans here. Yeah, lovely day and having so much fun.
Absolutely perfect. Brad Bender is here, Kevin Schwantz is there, Alex Cravero I can see, and Ralph Fernandez as well, and we've just run out of time. So ladies and gentlemen, a massive round of applause for your two-wheeled heroes, MotoGP.
James Collado, Ferrari Le Mans winner. Nice to see you here at the Goodwood Festival of Speed. Are you enjoying yourself?
I'm loving it. I always love coming to this event, and to see these amazing historic cars is something I'm really passionate about. Also the bikes, and to be here as a Le Mans winner for Ferrari is certainly great. And it's an amazing feeling to be not racing for once, but enjoying the atmosphere here at Goodwood.
Yeah, I imagine it changes your whole event experience, doesn't it? Coming here as the most recent Le Mans winner, the one who's brought Ferrari back to the top. I mean, how different has it been?
I mean, it's certainly been different. There's been a lot of attention, especially from Italy and the Tifosi, of course. But it was an amazing achievement, to come back after 50 years, so long, in what was only its 4th race. Was amazing, and to win it as a Brit for Ferrari, and to get the support from all these guys here in Britain as well was an achievement. And I'm still not over it, and it was almost a month ago. So it was amazing.
Oh, rightly so. I mean, I went to see the trophy today, and my son came to see your car. We just could not believe how incredible the attention has been. I mean, everyone there, the crowd around your Le Mans car has been as much as the F1 cars. Are you surprised?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not used to this amount of, attention, because I did GTs before, and although we've won Le Mans in GT, it doesn't hit the same, to win outright at Le Mans in a Ferrari is something certainly very, very special. But, it's great to see these fans, and I'm so thankful for the support, and we've still got 2 races left and a world title to try and win, so we'll give it our all.
Are you driving anything up the hill this weekend?
I'm not. No. Unfortunately not. We did drive one of the road cars and had a bit of fun. Got a bit of a telling off, but it's fine. You know. No, it's just to be here and enjoy it now.
All right, mate. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you. Cheers.
James Collado there. Enea Bastianini here, who was in the lineup just a couple of minutes ago at the Goodwood balcony. Fantastic to see two wheels amongst the four wheels at the Goodwood Festival of Speed. Of course, we still have the shootout still to come. You're very welcome back to the sunshine here at Goodwood and the Festival of Speed, and we are celebrating 3 decades of this beautiful event. And earlier in the show, Karun had a look at the first part of the story. We can now see his take on the second part.
We pick up again in 2011, where Queen's Brian May helped to celebrate the kings of the Indy 500. The start line received a makeover.
We laid in those wonderful bricks from the original track. So now when you sit on the start line at the Festival of Speed, you're actually sitting there in front of the bricks from the original brickyard. We're very keen to keep the content fresh. We've got the rally, we've got all the whole off-road area, which is pretty extreme. We've got the gas area for all the motocross guys. We continue to look at new things and develop them, but the site's getting, as you can see, increasingly busy, so there's not much room left.
On the track, reigning F1 world champion Sebastian Vettel drew a big crowd in his Red Bull.
It's my first time, my first visit. I'll definitely come back because it's like a fun fair with cars.
In 2015, there was a real spectacle as Drift made its debut. Ken Block and Mad Mike Whitted putting on an unforgettable show. Not to be outdone, 7-time MotoGP world champion Valentino Rossi showed what could be done on just 2 wheels.
He was so humble and enthusiastic. He was absolutely up for anything.
In 2015, Duncan Pittaway brought the Beast of Turin to the festival.
It's been great to keep the legacy of these great drivers and their stories alive and be able to sort of bring them to a new generation.
In 2016, Martin Brundle gave us a rare glimpse of Jenson Button's title-winning Formula One car.
This is the 2009 Formula One World Championship winning Brawn.
Basically, we're representing every sort of motorsport, and that's over 100 years, and we're looking really, really more and more into the future. So the future and Future Lab and all these other things we focus on really play an increasingly big part in it.
The festival has always had eye-catching displays. Mad Mike returned and took Monty the butler of the Goodwood house on a hair-raising tour around the estate. The following year, stunt driver Terry Grant shattered the Guinness World Record with the fastest mile in a car on just 2 wheels.
The checkered flag is at the ready for a 2-wheeling Terry Grant. How about that?
Gosh, we've had so many kind of crazy moments, and a lot of it at the beginning was just trying to get the right cars here. When it comes together, that's very satisfying.
Ken Block was back, this time with a partner in the skies.
It's quite rare I'm flying with another vehicle that's got anywhere near the same power. And yeah, I have to say, that's quite a machine to be above. That's awesome.
Nick Heidfeld's hill climb record was finally broken 2 decades after it was set, as Romain Dumas showed the power of electric.
He's up to the timing line. He's going to come below 40. Yes, it's a 39.90. The fastest ever time up the Goodwood Hill.
And in 2021, the Electric Avenue rocked up, giving visitors unique access to some of the latest electric technology out on the market. 2022 saw motorsport legends reunited with their iconic vehicles.
Wayne Rainey leads the grid. You would not believe that this man is paralysed from the chest downwards.
A famous helmet, it's Nigel Mansell.
And records were broken as Max Chilton in the McMurtry Spearling set a new fastest time up the hill.
39.008, that is a new record.
As a child, I remember trying to dream about these cars and imagining what they might be like to even sit in or see. And, I've had so many of those cars I dreamt about here over the years. In fact, there must be more great cars here at Goodwood over the last 30 years than anywhere else in the world by a mile, because we cover such a massive breadth.
It's a wonderful story, isn't it? The Festival of Speed, and 30 years on, here we are. Now, I've brought Karun over because he is obsessed with MotoGP, and as Casey was still around, Karun wants to have a look around your bike. Now, this is the 2008 Desmond Sedici, isn't it? Can you just talk us around it a little bit and actually throw in how much they've changed?
I mean, I get the, privilege to see some of these old 500s and how different my bikes were compared to theirs. And already we had quite a substantial amount of electronics and different things like that on the bikes that I rode. But compared to what they have now, it's just doesn't even compare. We got quite a few switches and different things here for different reasons and codes in case things came up and certain electronics started creating problems that we could get rid of them. There's also a couple sort of missing from race bikes that, people don't like to leave on there. But generally we had one button for maps and one button for engine brake. So we could change and adjust the engine braking map depending on our fuel consumption, because we had a limit of how much fuel we could use. So we would have these different maps that we worked through the weekend that we had to use through the races. Of course, you get less power, less fuel consumption. And then we had our acceleration map, which of course, more power, more problems with fuel and things like that, but also rear grip. But the difference between ours and theirs is I think they've devised to set it down for race start. So the bike gets sucked down, so they have something to lock the forks down, something to lock the rear down.
Kind of like active suspension in F1.
It's active suspension, but not only that, they've now got another thing, not just for the start, that they actually press so that the bike can actually travel through the suspension a little bit lower and squat more so that it doesn't pivot off the rear tyre and create wheeling. So this allows them to accelerate faster in a straight line, whereas you always used to see us doing a lot of turning through to try and keep that front end down. That seems to be a thing in the past now because they've got this device, they push that, it allows the rear to sort of travel through and not lift the front as much. That along with the amount of anti-wheelie traction control.
Casey's not
maps.
a fan of this, by the way, if you haven't gathered.
No.
But listen, I want to say to you, because if you had to go back even further, because there's often a saying that you can't go back in motorsport, but I think in terms of the show and the entertainment, you get the impression you kind of need to go back a bit more, don't you?
Yeah.
I believe so, because if you keep going forward, you basically end up sort of heroing and championing the engineers more than the riders themselves. And the riders on these bikes is what we need to see and what they need to showcase their talents. And they're not able to with the current bikes the way they are.
And because of the aero as well, and the amount of aero, which is your fault because it's come from Formula One.
Well, it is, but I mean, we shouldn't have grasped that from Formula One. We shouldn't have allowed it into MotoGP. It isn't so much that the technology isn't there. We know there's more technology, even for Formula One. They went back, they stopped active suspension, they stopped traction control and different things like this. They've taken the car backwards, yet the whole championship has moved forwards. So there is every example to use from Formula One that we don't need this stuff to create a show and create racing. So that's my 2 cents on it. I think we need to put control back in the riders' hands and give people a show. I want to see slow motion shots of sliding, wheeling, bikes moving.
Right, one quick question, because the car's just fired up there.
Yeah.
One of the bikes here, if you had to ride one away, which one would you choose? I see the NSR 500, I see all sorts here. Pick a bike.
I'd probably between that one and Kenny's, which I can't remember if it's 2000 or 01.
2000.
2000. So yeah, it'd be Kenny's or Mick's, I'd say. I grew up wanting to be a 500 fan and two-strokes. I'm a massive two-stroke fan. If these decided to become 750 two-strokes with a counterbalance shaft to reduce a bit of the vibration, then
you might be going back a bit too.
Back.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You need to have a word with Gigi Dillon about all of that stuff that you just said.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be a fan with the
I don't think he's going to listen to
things,
any of it.
No.
Hey, fantastic explanation as always. Thank you so much. It's always great to chat. Happy?
Yeah, I mean, I could keep talking to the guy for hours, but you'll lose me from the show.
No, well, you can have another little bit of chat with him now, because we're going to hear from Nicky, who's with Max Chilton, who, of course, broke the record last year. I wonder if it's going to break this year.
A lot of the drivers that are at Festival of Speed this year have one target on their mind, and that is to try and smash the shootout record. The record stood from 1999 up until 2022. It wasn't broken for 23 years. Until this guy arrived on the scene, former F1 and IndyCar driver Max Chilton in the McMurtry Spearling. Just put us in the cockpit for a moment, Max, because it was a magical moment.
It was a magical moment. It was a very, very stressful moment. The team announced a week before we were going to come and break the record. I was like, can we just say we're going to go for the win, and if we break the record, it's the icing on the cake? But anyway, it put us under pressure. And yeah, we broke it unofficially in the morning and then officially in the afternoon. So it was a magical moment. It took a brand, which is McMurtry, from a company into a brand. And this year, you can really see the effect of last year. It's really hard to get even close to the car this year. This is our new one, our track car, the Pure, Spearling Pure, that we've launched to the public. So if you want a track car, this thing is even faster than our record car from last year. It's got a lot more grip, bigger mechanical tyres, gives crazy performance, and it's great to be back and people appreciating the technology that we created.
Well, as soon as I can actually get a seatbelt across my stomach, I want to drive in that, please. But again, it looked like a terrifying moment, particularly when you are going at supersonic speeds towards that front wall. Did it feel terrifying?
It was a bit of a wild ride for sure. It was more nerve-wracking than anything, but I just kept focused and made sure we got it to the end, because obviously we wanted to get to the top because we knew we could do it. And the Flint Wall was a real sort of squeaky bum moment, as I call it, but it was well worth it. And the crazy thing is we can go quicker. Even in that car we can go quicker, and in this car we can go a big chunk quicker. So hopefully we'll be invited in the time trial again soon. We're not in it this year. We're here to put on a nice show and show the speed of the car, and I might make some smoke this afternoon.
And hopefully you got a little bit more sleep last night, because last year I think you said you only got an hour of sleep because there was so much anticipation about
exactly that.
Smashing the record. Goodwood is a place you've been to for years. I think you were 4 years old the first time you came. What does it mean to you to be here?
It's so much. I only live an hour away from here. I've known the family my whole life. They're the most accommodating, welcoming, warming family. And then I always say they have the world's greatest garden party every year, especially if you're a petrol head or a gearhead. This is an amazing event to come to. So it's great to be back. And yeah, I want to be here year on year and see this brand come to fruition.
Well, congratulations. Quick one. Who is your money on? Who is going to win the shootout this year?
Oh, that is a very good question. Who am I going to go for? Probably one of the rally car boys, just because they can cut the corners a little bit more than we can.
I think what's amazing is that record, you know, it'd been a long time before it had been broken, but it was fantastic last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, when you saw it shoot off the line, it was like watching a video game.
The torque is amazing, isn't it?
Exactly, it didn't seem real. I think, you know, Max was obviously, you could see his eyes on stalks all the way up there. He did a superb job. And what a nice story, you know, a real start-up business, completely grown up, coming here and you know, on one of the biggest global stages, taking the win. It was very cool to watch.
And moving it forward now, as we saw there with Nicky. It's quite loud here, as you can probably hear. The cars are fired up behind us, but I just want to get a sense of what it's like to go up that hill. Just, you know, do you still get nervous?
You do, because, you know, it starts off being relatively wide, actually. You know, the first couple of corners, you get a bit of grass, the bales are further behind. But as you get towards Morecambe and turn left, everything gets quite compact and narrow, and then the Flint Wall is looming pretty close when you get up there. And even when you get to the last couple of corners, it's quite bumpy. But ultimately, look, we're on the Duke of Richmond's driveway. It's not a racetrack, so it is quite bumpy by racing standards. And you do have to have your wits about you. You know, it's not a course where you can just relax a bit. You have to be fully switched on.
It's easy to forget that we're actually in the Duke of Richmond's back garden, isn't it? Oh, that's better, isn't it, without the noise? Yeah, I mean, it opens every year for us, but, you know, just have a look around, and it's just such an extraordinary event. The crowds are absolutely loving it. Nicky's been busy. Let's go to Nicky now. She's with the legend of Formula One, Sir Jackie Stewart.
Well, not just motorsport royalty, Goodwood royalty we have in the house. Sir Jackie Stewart, the Flying Scot. Sir Jackie, this is like home to you. You never miss a Goodwood, whether it's Festival of Speed, members meeting, revival. What is it you love so much about coming?
Well, the revival and this meeting is something that I think no other country in the world can boast. And even the world of motorsports can't boast as much as what comes here. Some of the finest racing cars in the world attend, and some of the best drivers and motorcyclists. I mean, to have Agostini here, for example, greatest motorcyclist probably of all time. So it's a lovely collection of people and a collection of cars. I mean, people would give their life to be able to have their car come to one of the Duke's events. So no, it's wonderful.
What's caught your eye this year at Festival of Speed? Any particular car that's been a bit of a head turner for you?
Well, there's a a Tyrrell that actually I drove and won the World Championship with, and my son, Mark, is driving it today. So that's very special for me, for him to be driving it. I don't think almost anybody else has ever driven it other than myself. So it's nice that he's getting to do it.
Fantastic. And obviously, you know, we can hear the roar of the V10s, the V12s going up. They sound incredible. How do you feel about seeing these hydrogen cars, these electric cars, these alternative fuel cars going up?
What are they? Yeah. No, listen, the sound is a very important part for the audience. And for no sound, there doesn't seem to be any speed. It's a very, I think they should have a sound to suit the driver, whatever he or she may be.
And what would your sound be? Just really, really, really loud?
Just roaring. No, I think the new generation, it's nice to see it. But the past generation, there's never anywhere in the world a collection of the past, not just the drivers or the motorcyclists, but just the whole collection is unbeatable.
Wonderful. Well, Jackie, it's always a pleasure to have a catch up with you. What's on the agenda for today? Sitting enjoying the Drivers Club in the sun?
Do that. I'm going to go and have lunch with the Duke, and then I'm going to fly home.
Oh, well, of course. Well, do let me know what time we're leaving, because I did bring my passport.
Well, it's a helicopter and it's full.
Oh, well, it was worth trying. So, Jackie, thank you so much, and we can't wait to see you again at Revival. Not long to go for that one.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thanks.
Lovely chat there. Always great to hear from Sir Jackie Stewart. And I've just managed to grab Mark.
Stole me.
I've stolen him. But why not? You've been just ogling that bike, that Ducati.
Yeah.
You love your MotoGP.
I love my two-wheel Susie, yeah. I grew up on a farm in Australia, so my dad had a Yamaha dealership, so Wayne Rainey, Mick Doohan, Swans, all the boys, they were posters on my wall. But I think Mum wasn't too keen on too much more two-wheel action, so I went to four. So, and that's what's so good here is that Goodwood, you know, all my heroes, two wheels. I've been taking more photos and videos of two wheels today. I have four wheels.
That's the thing, isn't it? Everybody's a fan here, aren't they? But yeah, Karen, you've been up the hill today, Mark, so perhaps you can share your experience with us both.
Yeah, I drove the first Porsche ever built with a 356, so 75 years ago that car was registered. So yeah, drove that up the hill, which was cool. Not the most power, but it was a beautiful thing. And the great thing about it, I didn't have to wear a helmet, so I could wave to the people, they could see, and I could hear them, which was really nice.
I've seen 3 Australian bike world champions here this weekend. I mean, it's an amazing presence, but you're managing the next big Australian Formula One hope, Oscar Piastri, who's here this weekend as well. Has he enjoyed it? I mean, is he a guy, like you embrace and love the history. Is he the same?
I think so, yeah. He told me, I haven't seen him today, by the way, and told me that...
Too busy taking pictures of everybody.
He said, God, how did James Hunt fit in this car? He's driving James Hunt's 1976 McLaren, which is awesome. McLaren have huge presence here as well. So for him, you know, he's like, it's literally every week for him, it's like, oh, let's go to Wimbledon, let's go. So as a Formula One driver, of course, he's learning a lot, doing the business on the track. So it's a great journey for him, and it's just so nice to watch a young kid again coming through as we have. We've got Lando, George, you know, Charles. We've got so much, of course, Max. He's not young anymore, but he's still pretty young, obviously. But yeah, Formula One's in great shape with the young blood coming through, and Oscar's loving it.
There's a big catch-up that's required in Formula One, though, isn't there, with the fact that Max is sort of so far ahead, and obviously, you know, Sergio's there as well. But
I think it's a problem when you put Max Verstappen and Adrian Newey together. We have an issue. So Adrian Newey over 200 Grand Prix victories now as a designer. So I think if he's going to do a few more years by all accounts. He said that he's starting to go towards the end. So if Adrian wasn't there, the championship would be quite tight.
Your old mate, Sebastian Vettel, here this weekend, showing off some of his old cars. Do you fancy coming out, wheeling out? You got a Red Bull, you got a couple of cars.
I've got a couple of my cars, yeah. So I spoke to Seb about it this morning, actually. So, yeah, he was a bit jealous about the one I've got, which was quite nice. So, yeah, it's just great to see Seb here, obviously, in the 14B, mate, that you know very well. They were, again, my childhood cars, you know, that sort of early 90s. I was watching all those races. So, yeah, and Seb's got a great, you know, he's got, obviously, some pretty awesome cars, so it's good to see him driving them.
When I drove the 14B, Mark was like, "You are the luckiest man on the planet," blah blah blah. He tried to jump in it. You gonna have a go in his?
I don't know if Seb would give me the keys for that, would he? He probably wouldn't trust me. We'd probably crash into each other again.
Good on Monday 21.
Yeah, we did have a few little issues, a few lovers' tiffs. It was all good in fair and war.
I mean, come on, they're all famous now, but, you know, it's nice to move on from these things, isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah, no, we're great. You know, we've had a few bottles of red, and it's all good.
What,
and look, you
today?
know, no, not today. I mean, drinking dry. I mean, look at these. You know, Susie, she's reckless. Reckless, Susie. You're reckless. Yeah.
I'm the reckless.
Yeah, you're the reckless one. But look, it's just a phenomenal event, isn't it? And I think that, you know, to see Seb here with his toys, and, you know, we're going back to our childhood. It doesn't matter who you are, what you've achieved. We all sort of seem to go back to our childhood and sort of, you know, Freddie Spencer here, and you see the guys, and it's just like, you know, it's just iconic bikes, iconic cars. 917 Porsche over there, the first Porsche that ever won at Le Mans, 1970. Extraordinary stuff.
He's been up the hill in that.
I know. Yeah, I've
Loved it.
driven it. Yes, it's a beautiful piece of kit. So light and dangerous, and the fuel's all around you. So back when men were men, you know. So yeah.
And you think
it's
I'm
pretty
reckless.
easy now. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I've stolen you.
Yeah, I better go.
I think you better go, yeah. But it's been glorious
You're in good
talking
hands
to you.
with these guys. All the best.
Thank you very much. All right. So the new executive producer, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Mark, always a pleasure. Thank you very much. Let's take a short break now. We'll be back. The shootout is on the way. A very warm welcome back to Goodwood Festival of Speed. 3 decades of this glorious event that we are celebrating, and we are finally nearing the moment that I've been waiting for all weekend. The shootout is almost here, and with a little explainer of the hill climber, here's Karun.
At the centre of the action here at the Festival of Speed is the iconic hill climb. Every year, this unassuming stretch of private road within the grounds of Goodwood House is transformed into one of motorsport's most challenging courses. The 1.16 miles climbs a total of 92.7 metres with an average gradient of 4.9%. In 1993, the fastest time was set by Willie Green in a Surtees Cosworth TS20 at 56.3 seconds. But the current record was set in 2022 by Max Chilton in the electric McMurtry Spearlink fan car with a breathtaking time of 39.08 seconds. For the drivers, manufacturers and race teams, it's a chance to show off their stunning machinery and expert driving skills. But when the stopwatch comes out on Sunday, only a select few will get the chance to be crowned champion of the hill. The course is narrow, features blind rises and tight corners, plus plenty of hay bales. And the close proximity of the crowd and the festival atmosphere makes this climb a spectacle to behold.
We're getting ready to go for the shootout now, and the first of the cars beginning to line up is one of the most modern machines that could be very, very rapid up here. The Rimac Nevera, this all-electric supercar that is being driven by Miro Suzunce. And let's see what he can do. He's part of the development of this car. He's done a huge amount of work on it. And off the line it goes. It's able to do 0 to 60 in 1.7 seconds. It's that kind of machine. And already it is rapid through the first section, 4.49 seconds to the 100 meters, and then up through into the next stage.
Yep, so blazing underneath the bridge, now kissing a little bit of glass. You can see that the ABS is kicking in as it throws it into Malcolm Corner, a corner where we see plenty of cars ending up in the hay bales as it charges all the way up the hill now, dabbing on the brakes just to get the front end in, going past the wall there, which can really make you feel quite claustrophobic. As you can see again, ABS kicking in to bring it up now, heading up towards the start line to set our first time in the shootout.
And I tell you what, this is going to be a pretty good time. So yeah, 49.32. That is truly competitive. We've seen a 48.5 as the fastest of the weekend so far, but we'll just have to see how this goes. Now, this is going to be an interesting run.
Yes, so Rahel Frey now, a very, very talented female driver, loads of experience as she storms now through the first corner, getting a little bit out of shape. It is quite kicking up plenty of dust there, kissing the edge of the grass as she storms up past the packed grandstands.
She was 4th in class this year at Le Mans, just missing out on the podium in class. They did a fantastic job. They had a bit of poor luck with the car just towards the end, but she's putting it together here. Let's see, not quite as quick in the sector as we saw from the Rimac a moment ago, but not far off, just a second down.
Yeah, I mean, she's heading up through the speed trap now, and she's topped the speed trap compared to the rim, but I don't think it's quite going to match the pace, as she's going to bring it over the line to probably set a time yet into the 50 seconds at a 54.2.
Yeah, so Rahel Frey goes second fastest for the moment. As now look at this. This is an amazing beast. This is the McLaren that we have seen going up this hill already, the Solus GT, and it's actually Marvin Kirchhofer who's in the car this time. So we shall see just how rapid it will be. Again, this is another supercar with a mid-engined 5.2-litre V10. Let's watch it as it goes, ready to get off the line. I think this could well be right up there. It's a central seat cockpit as well, as a racing driver loves.
Absolutely, and it launches off the line as we eagerly look at its first 100-metre, and it's not quite as fast as the Rimac, but it certainly has got the pace to charge up the hill. And we've got a glimpse of the
ball before, but it was beautifully done. Marvin Kirchhofer is actually driving it very, very well, and the sector times are looking good. This is going to be a very rapid 0.34. That is a very quick time, fastest so far.
Yeah, it's not quite the record that we saw last year from Max Chilton of 39 seconds, but I tell you what, Ben, I think that could possibly be the fastest time we may see go up the hill today. It's a very, very competitive time.
It is indeed. Right now you're going to see an older Formula One car. Always lovely to see. This is the 1976 McLaren Cosworth, and many of you will have heard these Cosworth engines over the years in Formula One. They have a very characteristic sound to them, and Michael Lyons, who's a very successful historic racer, raced Formula Ford and Formula Renault in his times in British GT, so he's done a lot. Let's see what he can do in the McLaren.
Yeah, beautiful sound as he takes it through Morecambe Bend. A very experienced racer in these type of machinery, had many wins in historic racing, so knows exactly how to drive these vehicles and has experience of racing them up the hill as well. He sends it through very, very close to the hay bales on the right-hand side there, and the Storm's coming up to the line now. It won't be fastest, but it's not a bad time.
It's a very good time, and he's only just missed out. 46.89 is the time that he's done it in, so that's just over a second off what we've seen so far from Marvin Kirchhofer. So very, very impressive. Now, Olaf Monte, who is the man behind the organisation that create this car, very experienced, but not perhaps the sort of top young drivers. He's somebody who has been responsible for building these cars, making them work, and this is a special Porsche 911 GT2 RS Club Sport 25. They're only building a few of them, and a good initial run. Let's see whether it's going to be fully on the pace.
Yeah, just a little lock up there. We had a quick look out of our commentary box window heading into Morecambe Bend, and actually a Porsche was second fastest going up the hill last year with a 45.5, and it's not a bad intermediate one. Maybe not quite as fast as the fastest time, a couple of seconds off as he heads up the hill now. We can have a little look as he goes across the line, and it is a 51.4.
Yep, so that's not quite the pace that they've been looking for, but I tell you what we've got to watch now is Adam Smalley, because Adam has been a pace setter all weekend. This is the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup. Away goes Adam, the 22-year-old from Lancashire, a karting champion in Ginettas. You know him well, he's a great driver.
Yeah, I've had many times where I've sat next to him in a Ginetta Junior back in the day, and I was always holding on, gripping to my seat. Last year he set a 47.9, and we saw that onboard for him last year, storming up the hill as he takes it. Just a little bit of inside grass there and kisses the outside grass, and this is fantastic onboard there.
The sector time is good. It's right in the mix. 21.6 is not the fastest we've seen, but he's definitely on the game here, isn't he?
Yeah, you can see making plenty of corrections, going up the hill, getting ever so close to those hay bales on either side, and he's going to storm across the line at 47.4.
47.4 for Adam Smalley, so it's not quite the fastest as yet. It's still Marvin Kirchhofer who has got that pace currently, having set it just a few times ago. They are all pushing on, trying to get the best that they can possibly get, but it is the McLaren Solus GT which is currently the fastest. Right, now then, Adrian Formo heading up the hill. We're riding on board, and once again getting a really interesting view on a rally car this time. It's not raining today, and Ford, Puma World Rally car. Oh, it's Ott Tanak, of course, who set such a rapid pace in the Ford. But let's see what Adrian Formeau can do.
Yeah, as he screams through, and this was a great lap that this car performed in really tricky conditions on the Friday, and you can see the absolute concentration on Adrian's face as he's steaming up the hill.
Yeah, into the last section now. He's done 36.3 into the sector, so he's up there, but I'm not sure it's going to be quite enough because it won't have quite the sheer horsepower. 49.47 seconds. So, yeah, it's good, but not quite enough.
No, I think the rally car needed a little bit of rain, as we're going to see yet another rally car take up the hill. They were very competitive, obviously, in the tricky conditions that we saw on Friday. So it's the Hyundai i20N Rally 1 hybrid that is going to be heading up the hill now.
Yeah, and it's the great driver, Thierry Neuville, who is driving it and sliding it with great style. Let's see how this goes. 500 horsepower in one of these Rally 1 hybrid machines. The World Rally Championship now uses hybrid machines, and Hyundai have had 8 podiums in the World Rally Championship so far this year. Looking good so far, too.
Oh, beautifully done as he kicks up a load of dust, which streams into the grandstand. I don't want to be the car that's going out next behind him. You can see a dab on the brakes and gets ever so close to the wall as he's heading up to the finish line now, Ben.
So he's right up against the bales, too, isn't he? Just rubbing the car alongside them. Let's see what the time as he comes over the line. Is it? It's not going to be enough. Let's see, across the line he goes. It's 52.7, so he has missed out a little bit. And I have to say, Adrian Formeau, the other rally driver, definitely a bit quicker on that run. Now, this could be one. Jake Hill is in this wonderful Nissan Skyline, and I can tell you there is a huge amount of power. It is four-wheel drive. The Nissan Skyline GTR, it's a classic racer that had huge success in its early years, and it's been driven by Jake Hill, front runner in the British touring cars, puts a wheel on the grass, but he's kept his foot on the throttle.
He has kept his foot on the throttle, currently sitting P3 in the British Touring Car Championship. He's had great success in this car, winning the Spa Classic in 2021 and also winning the 2021 Touring Car Class, the shootout with this liveried car. It's a beautiful car, and I wouldn't want to be a passenger next to Jake driving it so effortlessly up the hill.
He's very much in the mix, but I'm not sure it's going to be quite enough. The second intermediate has come through at 35.7. He's still trying to get a little more pace. 48.18 as he goes over the line. It's not quite enough, and we've still got that pace that was set by Marvin Kirchhofer. 45.34. That is still the target.
But I think that's a fantastic effort from Jake Hill, really ragging the competitor, and he really does enjoy driving the car. And this is back to now looking at machinery that Jake is usually used to driving, a British touring car, as we're going to have Rory Butcher now heading up the hill.
Yeah, so Rory Butcher is, as you say, one of Jake's rivals from British touring cars. He's in the Toyota Corolla. His best finish this year, he's had a second place at Snetterton in this car. He's been with Toyota now for the last 3 years. He's got to keep it going nice and smooth. But, of course, touring car limitations on the rules. You don't have quite the same power that some of the vehicles we've got out there have.
No, you don't, and that's why they are put into their just a dab of the brakes and easing the touring car into the corner. Foot now flat to the floor as he heads it up. As you said, not going to quite match the pace that we currently have seen, but it's not going to be too bad, Ben.
Let's have a look. He did 38.4 in the second sector, 51.6. So it goes just over the 50-second mark. So not as quick as Jake, but of course Jake in a much more powerful, even though it's an older touring car that had so much success in the late 80s and early 90s. And I know, I was talking to Jake earlier, and they've turned up the turbocharger a lot for today's run. He said it was about 700 horsepower. It might be even more than that. But it hasn't been quite enough, because at the moment it's one of the newest cars we've got here at Goodwood this weekend. It is the McLaren Solus GT of Marvin Kirchhofer, who has set the pace. And of course, all of those front runners are now watching the screens at the top of the hill, waiting to see how they go and whether they're going to be threatened. Adam Smalley there, who's done a great job as well. Always competitive here at the Festival of Speed.
Yeah, certainly are. They're all eagerly watching on as they await, and so is everybody in the crowd, really enjoying the atmosphere and seeing these wonderful cars be put through their paces, kicking up plenty of dust on their way up and setting some very impressive times.
I have to say, Marvin Kirchhoffer's pace, setting it at 45.34, is so good. Are we going to see anybody able to beat that? Don't forget, there are still some very rapid drivers to come. Travis Pastrana, of course, who we've seen competitive, not just this weekend, but in the past. Now, that could be exciting to see. And Justin Law, who's been successful here several times. In fact, it looks like it is Travis Pastrana who's coming up to the line now, Alice. So this is always one to watch.
One of my favorite cars, the 1983 Subaru GL Family Huckster. As you'll see, when he stamps on the brakes, almost everything sort of flips up and gives us a wave. And this is going to be an incredible lap. And if we've had the chance to watch any of the stream over the weekend, you will see that he gives it absolutely everything heading up the hill.
Here we go. Pastrana's away. The runner-up here in 2021. He was 5th here last year. Let's see what he can do with this fantastic machine. I don't think he'll be doing 360s this time, as he did a little display early on today. He's going for the sheer pace.
Yeah, chucking up more than just grass there, load of dirt. Now, watch this as he stamps on the brake and sends it in to Malcolm Gordon, kicking up plenty of dust and nearly losing the rear on the exit.
Did you hear the cheer from the crowd? They were loving it. And I tell you what, his sector times are looking good. He was one of the fastest in that first sector. The acceleration off the line was truly remarkable. This is a great run from Travis Pastrana. Can he beat that 45.3 second? No, he's not going to quite do it. The clock is ticking away. Over the line he goes, 46.3.
Wow, and it's got a round of applause from the crowds around here, and so he should. What an incredible time from Travis Pastrana.
He's going to be right up there again. He hasn't still quite managed to beat Marvin Kirchhoffer, though. That was so close. And as you say, the style with which he went for it, that was impressive. Like the fans, I know you all loved it, as you could see just how much he was sliding to the very edge, but still keeping it going in the correct direction.
An absolute pleasure to watch. That really, really was. And actually, it didn't look like it was going to be a good lap time with the amount of sideways he was getting, the dust and dirt that he was kicking up. But then we were glued to the timing screens, and then we saw these sectors pop up, and we thought, hang on a minute, but just lost out in the end there.
Well, let's see if anything is going to change. The McLaren Solus GT is the fastest here, and I think that could be very difficult to beat indeed. Even though it wasn't the fastest into the first little 100 meters, it then picked up so much pace in terms of, we have a speed trap, and it was very impressive there as well. One of the fastest through the speed traps. Let's go to Ed Foster at the top of the hill.
Well, what a fantastic shootout that was. I'm joined by the Duke of Richmond, and Michael, you came in third there. Didn't look like you left much out there.
Oh yeah, we were trying. I mean, Travis's lap looked pretty impressive at the end there, but yeah, that's the first time I've had it hop just before the Flint wall, so I knew I was trying there. There's a couple of little bits as always, but yeah, really enjoying hammering that thing up here. It's a fantastic day, isn't it?
It was a cracking effort, right? If you follow me, James, we're going to go down here. We're going to have to a quick walk. We'll find Travis. I've never seen such commitment on the hill. You look a bit weak at the knees, Travis.
The last turn, I was like, I can do it flat, and it started going sideways. I'm like, this is going to be the biggest off ever on Goodwood Hill. No, I tell you what, I just want to thank all the guys at Vermont Sports Car and Subaru. This is so much fun to be here, so many legends. I know that McLaren Space Shuttle definitely has it. The McMurtry is phenomenal. But to be up here in an 83 wagon playing Danger Zone when the 8-track, I just, man, this is just an amazing time. So thank you, everyone, for the opportunity. And we gave it all we had. That's, I think, the fastest I've gone up the hill, but there's not much left.
It was an amazing time. Well done.
Thank you.
Right, James, we'll go back up here. And Marvin, congratulations. That was an absolutely fantastic climb. 45.34. You must be delighted.
I'm super delighted. I'm actually quite speechless because I did not expect that. As I said, it's my first time here in Goodwood. I have to say, first of all, amazing run from Travis Pastrana. I was like it was just lovely to watch. Like the car control he has, it's yeah, absolutely
Hey,
stunning.
Congratulations.
Thank you
What
so
a great
much.
result.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
I'm speechless.
Wonderful
like,
drive.
Thank you so much.
Fabulous car. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Well
let's
done.
back to the guys in the factory. They've built that car. I had the honor to drive it, and yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It was a fantastic effort. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, congratulations. It's not a championship, but it's always competitive. I'm not talking about this lineup here. How lovely to see you.
And you've had a very busy weekend.
Well, yes, we have actually. It's been a very unexpected weekend. Let's just, let's call it like that, shall we? What's been your favourite bit?
I mean, ultimately, it does all come down to the shootout, doesn't it? I mean, spectacular. Seeing that McLaren Solus. I mean, 1,200 kilos of downforce. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Can I drive that next year once this is out the way?
David, what about you?
Well, I have to say, I love the shootout. I love watching. I'm almost looking through my fingers. It was so exciting towards the end there, Travis's drive. But for me personally, driving the Aston Martin Valkyrie up the hill, that was just absolutely exceptional. I always get the fun job, so, that was a good one.
Travis promised us a show, and he delivered.
He did. It was exciting to watch, wasn't it? He was pretty committed in the first couple of corners. Well, he was committed all the way up. My highlight, I mean, I got lucky to drive 4 different cars, but I think driving Colin McRae's Subaru with his daughter Holly alongside, following his brother, his dad, and his nephew behind, that was pretty emotional.
Yeah.
Colin was one of my heroes, so that was a highlight for me.
Yeah, it was really beautiful. I mean, obviously yesterday, Goodwood got cancelled because the weather is unprecedented in 30 years, and we put out a programme, but we had endless world champions, so it was really lovely to speak to those, wasn't it? But for you, your experience of Goodwood this year, has it been any different to normal? Is it always about the people?
I think today has just shown how incredible Goodwood is. We made up for yesterday with just everyone absorbing and soaking up the atmosphere. Everyone is walking around with a grin from ear to ear. It doesn't matter what you're into, whether it's the old classics, whether it's, the new, whether it's the alternative fuel stuff. There's something for everyone here.
Oh, you see, she's throwing in a bit of the future there, which we like. We like a bit of that. And how about having the MotoGP guys here?
Well, talking to Pecco there earlier on in the week, and then I'm just waiting to get off air so I can have a look around the rest of the thing. I feel like I've been here for 4 days and I've only just touched the surface. I haven't even seen half that the festival has to offer.
Watch our highlight show. It's all right.
That's a very good plug for your highlight show, Nikki. Yes, you can watch it on ITV. But, that is the point, isn't it? When you come here, there's so much to see, Karun. It's actually quite difficult to get around everything.
It is. I mean, I haven't made it over the bridge to see anything of what's happening there, so I will be watching the show to find out. No, look, I think it's just the close contact that the fans can have with the cars and the people. There was a point today where I had one son in a Senna McLaren and another one in a Prost McLaren, not in the car, but standing by the wheels.
I was say, they weren't driving, were they?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's the sort of stuff that can only happen here. And, we've had so many people, despite the cancellation yesterday, here over the weekend, who've got to experience time with their heroes, and I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, and I think, for me, it's the first time I presented this show and being able to spend a few days here rather than sort of popping in and out. It just is a great hangout to meet your heroes, and so many world champions here, so many beautiful vehicles. I mean, it is really extraordinary to be standing around here. We're going to have to run around afterwards and take lots of photographs. You know how it works, don't you? But that's it. That's all we've got time for this year's Festival of Speed. It's been a beautiful 30-year celebration, and don't forget to catch up with the revival later on in the year. But thank you so much for your company. From all of us here, have a great afternoon. Goodbye.
Sky Sports F1. Feel it all.